Hi and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I'm working on I Choose You. I've not got much further than the last WIP and Waffle because the last WIP and Waffle was delayed. However, I did get another section or so done, and part of this section I was trying to do just a little bit more but still be able to put my cover paper sheet back on. So I did a lot of the bits around I think it's a squirrel, its tail. But as I've just taken this off and realised that I have done more, I've realised this could do with a little bit of a reshuffle. I am struggling because of the size of the canvas to fit the canvas on here and my computer with your comments and things. So maybe if I actually move the canvas over on the easel a little bit more, try and make sure it's holding a secure enough place to stay on the easel but not to pull on the diamonds, because then I can uncover another section which I'm going to sort of need. Let's move my trashy to the side and then let me do an old switcheroo, because there's a little bit more space here, I think, for my laptop to go. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see what happens when we zoom in. Can that go? There we go. That can go there. Just to keep it steady while I get working on this. Absolutely loving doing this one, by the way. And I think, what day? I'm trying to check my dates. I think their Black Friday sale will still be going on as I'm doing this one. Let me see if they've got it advertised on the front of their website, because that is the easiest way for me to check. And no, I think it is on their Facebook page, but they do have a Black Friday sale, which I'm sure it was going till today, the 27th. I'm pretty sure it was going, but it does get automatically discounted once you put it into your cart. So you can get 20% off the licensed artist collections, and then they do have also paintings that are going, so sort of clearance. And they have a whopping 50% off those, which is pretty amazing. So let me get a colour. If the sale for any reason has finished, or maybe you're not purchasing now and you're purchasing later, there is a discount code of Zest10 that will get you 10% off the rest of the time. Okay, let's zoom in. We need to zoom in to about there, because I do have just a little bit left to do over here, but then I will be spreading over. I'm picking my diamonds according to the furthest one this way, is how I'm choosing it for today's WIP and Waffle. So it's the furthest one this side coming in from this way, and then coming up from the bottom. So that's picked me this little arrow symbol for my first one. I'm using a zesty tray in grey because it was the first one I spotted to grab. I'm trying to fit things in today. Yeah, so trying to get a little bit more family time in this weekend. So, or most weekends, I'm trying to get a little bit more family time in. So I've just grabbed a tray, and it happens to be a zesty in grey, which is a regular stock item. And I've also picked up a blue pen for today. We've got quite a bit of blue going on, albeit not a tealy turquoisey blue, but it's still a blue. So I thought we'll go for some blue and grey, because I'll be placing quite a few blue and potentially grey diamonds, so it matches in. But yeah, this is coming together really nicely, this kit. I'm really enjoying working on it, as always. And yeah, hopefully I will get it finished this side of Christmas. We shall see, because the next WIP and Waffle following this one is the beginning of December Advent, which I am so excited to start. I am itching, really itching to start Advent. And I'm like, no, we're still in November. Okay, I'm actually done with that one. Tipped out far too many diamonds for what I would actually need, but that's okay. They all go back in. So now I want V, and I'm just having a look. There's not too many of those either. But yeah, I hope everybody is having an awesome Sunday, whatever you may be doing. I've had to put my diamonds over to the right of me, so I just have to disappear when I'm going to get my diamonds. Fill up my tray. I'm trying to think if I've got any updates for this week. I don't think I have any major updates, though I'm sure there will be something that I have forgotten to mention / say that'll probably come out during your comments, etc. So Nancy, she says, good morning, Rebecca. So she's watched that one on her morning. She says she is also almost done with Mr. Quacker's. I love doing Mr. Quacker's. She says she's looking forward to the Advent. She is doing Christmas cuddles while I'm doing the calendar, and she has ordered 3 canvases for her Heaven and Earth designs. Oh, that's going to be an exciting 2023 for you if you're doing Heaven and Earth designs. I think that's going to be one of my goals for 2023, is to get a Heaven and Earth design canvas finished. It's quite a big goal / challenge, and things can change, as I always say, and as always happens, because I didn't get to do any of my Heaven and Earth design in October. But I do think I'm going to make that my main goal for 2023, is to get a Heaven and Earth design finished, and it will probably be my big one. Just because it is 50% done, and while it is harder to work on, it is the project that has been going on the longest. So I think I'm going to try and fit in a few more months where I do a section a day, and then do a WIP and chat every now and then with an update, because it worked really, really well in August, and I actually had the time in August. So I think I'm going to try and carve out the time next year to try and do that again. Or maybe I'll carve out a different way to do it. But yeah, doing a Heaven and Earth design is awesome. I absolutely love doing it. I am actually missing it. Now things have calmed down shop-wise. I have missed doing my Heaven and Earth designs. However, I am also very aware of the fact that Advent is a few days away. Not long now until Advent starts, and I need to prep for being in Australia for a couple of weeks in January. Even though it's not the whole house that's going, it is just me and one of my daughters. I do need to prep for that. Not only packing, I'm talking I need to prep YouTube and shop. Megan will be looking after the shop as much as she can, but she will also be working at least one of the weeks while I'm away. So that might be a little bit trickier for her. So I need to prep as much as I can to make it as easy as I can for her. So my Heaven and Earth design will have to wait until 2023. And then hopefully I can show it a lot of love, is the plan. Okay, number 4 is done. So next one going up is the hazmat. Hazmat symbol, hazard symbol, the 3 little triangles. We're going for that. Cat Lady, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she too thinks that November has gone far too fast. Yes, it has. It's nearly gone already, and I don't believe that it has been November yet. I don't think it helps that we've actually had mild weather for November. And when I say mild, it's not been nice. But it has more been October weather than November weather, I would say. She says she's off to Wales next week on the 1st of December. And she needs to wrap presents and write cards before she goes. But she just seems to be playing catch up at the moment. Playing catch up was the story of my life throughout October and most of the beginning of November. Now I'm on get ahead, is what I'm on. She said she suggested using the lid for getting a few drills out back in 2020. I know it has been mentioned a few times. And she says 2 weeks into her experience of doing diamond painting, she used to tip them into the lid. I really don't know what has stopped me from trying it for so long. It has not been a conscious thing at all. I think it's just needed to be something that I thought about before I did it, and I obviously didn't think before I didn't do it. But then once I did, it was like, yeah, okay, just continue to do that. It's weird how my brain works at times, that is for sure. Jackie, she says she actually does things 2 different ways, or both ways. She says on big canvases, she does 2 rows of cover paper and leaves the clear cover on the big bit, which is what I do, definitely with big canvases. I've done it with this one. I worked down 2 rows and this is all clear cover. She says, but the initials that she's doing for her granddaughters, which were about 30 by 30, she says because there is so much 310, she leaves the clear cover on, and as she progresses, she cuts some of the clear cover off. She says on the other 30 by 40 kits, she covers the whole thing in cover paper. So yeah, it sounds like primarily you do the same as me, Jackie. For the big ones, I do 2 rows of cover paper, and then when I've finished a row, I reset my row down here with nice and neat straightish edges to give me a line to follow, and then I cut off a bit of the clear cover. But for 30 by 40s and smaller in general, I just cover the whole thing in cover paper, but I would do the same as you with the initials. I would probably do, all the black going all the way around, and then do the middle or the initial section of it. But I love the fact that it can be a little bit different and you can change it up. It makes it different. In fact, she says she likes the fact that there's no set way of doing it. It makes things more interesting. That's for sure. I find I can mix up. I have a standard way of doing things. So like I have a standard way of picking what diamond I'm going to use first. And my standard is the most bottom left. is that whatever that diamond needs to be, that will be the diamond that I will start on. That's my go-to standard way of doing things. But I will change it up for the likes of, if I have a Diamond Art Club by Hannah Lynn or Mandy Manzano that has a lot of black outline, for example, on those paintings I will always do the black first, no matter what. I will do the black and then I will move on. Again, normally starting bottom left. But then occasionally on some others, I will change it up. I think when I did Mr. Quackers, I did white first. I did all the white in the section and then I filled in the colour. Partly because I like the little click of popping in all the random. But then every now and then I will change it up and I will do, you know, say the one that stands out to me the most and do that symbol first and then follow it with the next one that, you know, jumps out at me once they're all covered up, and I'll do it that way. A lot of it just depends on my mood, and you never know what that will be. Even I never know what that will be. Sue, she said, you've been a bit unlucky with Luna's spay. She says, but she's pleased that she's doing well now. She said over the years, she said, had several of her dogs spayed, and they were all back to normal the next day and acting like nothing had happened. Oh, Luna's definitely not done that. That's for sure. She said, but the main thing is that it's done and dusted, and the best thing that you could have done for her. Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks for her, bless her. I still wouldn't say she's 100%, but we do know that long term it is better for her to have it done, especially her breed. So we did have a look at, you know, what was best for her to do. But she's had lots of cuddles and she is now a very spoiled cuddled dog. So it's just that will take a little bit to get out of her, probably. A little bit for us to get used to her not having as many and actually letting me move about a bit more. I've just had to tip a few more diamonds in because I have more of this symbol than I thought I did. That one's got a little bubble in it and that one's the completely wrong colour. I tend to find that I avoid a drill that I would call, you know, a trashy drill, one that needs to go. Sometimes I will avoid it for a while, but then when I do get rid of it, I get rid of all of them that I've seen all at once. Right, I think I've got all of those, but I am working on quite a big section. So I fully expect to have to go back to some colours at some point. All Things Crafty by Kaz. Just trying to find a symbol. She says when she first started doing diamond painting, her first diamond painting was a 30 by 30. And she wanted to make sure that she would enjoy it before she spent the money. She says now 5 years later and 40 plus completed diamond paintings, she says it's fair to say that she's hooked. Yeah, I think diamond painting is a hobby that quite often either clicks with you or it doesn't. That's what I tend to, that's what, you know, my personal experience has sort of shown. There are a lot of people that it does just click with. And then there's a few people that it's not a matter of loads more practice and they can get on with it. They either enjoy doing it or they don't. There are times that people can, you know, stop doing it for a bit and then get back into it. But then again, I do have a couple of girls that enjoy doing it, but rarely. So it's not something that they, you know, highly addicted to, like I probably am. They enjoy doing it for a little period of time, but then they might not do it for months. And then they might pick it up again. But yeah, then there's others that have just tried it and just gone, nah, it's not for me, and gone back to doing something else. But I would say I am one of the addicted ones. Absolutely love it. Anne Smith has said, happy Thanksgiving if anybody celebrates it. And I completely forgot when I was doing my Dreamers Design video of dekitting my Dreamers designs that it was actually Thanksgiving. I knew it was coming up because of course Black Friday sales everywhere is normally the reminder to me that Thanksgiving is coming up, but hopefully everybody that does celebrate Thanksgiving had an awesome one, and really, you know, enjoyed yourself and your time with your family. I've tried to avoid Black Friday as much as I can. If, you know, there's been a sale that's not been, you know, a crazy gotta be up at the crack of dawn to get it type sale, and I've come across it when I've been browsing, then I've gone, yes, great, I'll have it. But the ones that I have to be up at a certain time to have a chance of getting, etc., I've not done as much. Though I must admit I have gone looking for things that I do want more so around Black Friday, just because there may well be that deal where a site's offering a percentage off for a certain amount of time. But apparently Dreamers Designs did have a better deal. They had a buy one get one free, whereas I did a buy one get one 60% off, I think. So if I'd have hung around or waited, I may have got a better deal. But do you know what? Who's to say I would have remembered, would have noticed, would have been able to actually order at the time that they did it? It possibly wouldn't have happened. So I'm happy with the fact that I got a second one for 60% off, and that will do me. I got my order into Dreamers Designs, which I fully planned to do as soon as I had finished the contemplation painting. So I'll just stick with my deal and be happy that I've got 2 more paintings on the way. I really need to complete diamond paintings quicker than I collect them, but at the moment it's not happening. I find it goes in waves with me, and I will add gazillions of diamond paintings to my stash, but then I will find more time to maybe actually diamond paint, and therefore I won't then add quite as many. I add less if I'm diamond painting more. It's a weird way of looking at it, but it's the way it works. Okay, number 2. Make sure I get my next one. Tracy, she said she had to chuckle when you said that Sam was working at a more relaxed pace after the NEC, because she just put a post up about how crazy busy they were after launching their Black Friday sale. Yes, I did see that after I'd finished the WIP Chat. I was hoping Sam would have had a little bit of respite, but no. She had went straight into her Black Friday sale and had that craziness instead, which is still going on. But hey, we're all or nothing kind of girls, I think. I'm having my calm time after a busy October/November. Well, I say that, my busyness started well before October in prep. But yeah, maybe Sam will get her quiet time in December when she plays along with Advent. Tracy also says, she says her plan was to rope in Bagging Boy Giles and order takeout as they worked the evening to process orders. She said, looking forward to the Advent next week. She says, love to you and the family. Oh, I'm sure takeout will definitely be on the cards. when it gets a busy time and a busy event like that. I'm hoping they had takeout when they were at NEC a few nights, because that's definitely a busy day. It was exhausting for me, and I wasn't even running a stall. I was just shopping. So it would not surprise me if they had takeout a few times. Darcy, she says, hello Rebecca. She says she completed Starry Night Santa and Let It Snow Snowman. She says all before the end of the month. I found who's managed to diamond paint. Darcy's managed to diamond paint this month. There's always somebody that seems to be able to manage it on a month when somebody else can't. It's Darcy's turn to diamond paint. She said it took her a bit out to figure... Oh, she's got a diamond dot snowman for Advent. She said she took her a little bit to figure out how to make it into 25 days of Christmas. She said she's going from doing 2 squares to doing 1 round. Oh, it's going to be weird for me, because I don't think I've done a round in a while. I'm trying to think, because Dreamers Designs was a square. This one is a square. My mystery painting that I'm doing as my smaller one is a square. And then, of course, if I do any of the paint gem, they're also a square. So, yeah, I haven't done a round for a while. I'm actually looking forward to it. I do like a good round painting. I think the 2 I purchased from Dreamers Designs are actually round, which I went because I like the designs. If they'd have been in square, then they would have both been square. But I'm actually not sorry that they're both round, because I think it's a nice change for me to have some round as well. Okay, I think I've got all the number 2s. I'm sure time will tell and throw me a curveball, but let's move on from those and get my next colour out. Melissa, she says, hey Luna, hey Rebecca, happy Luna is good after surgery. I need to keep my eyes on the screen and stop trying to pull out diamonds at the same time. She says she managed to get a 12-day crochet advent off Etsy. So now she needs to decide if diamond painting or crochet is going to be the odd or the even days. She also has given us an update. She said the issue with her apartment is being sorted on Thursday the 24th. She said because she went out of her way and got the ball rolling, from the council. Apparently the letting agents called her on the 23rd making excuses of why she couldn't sign the contract the Thursday or Friday just gone. She says she lost it, which wasn't her at all. But apparently they called her back very apologetic, and she's now back to signing the contract on the 24th. And just an update, she has messaged to say that she has signed for her apartment, which is awesome news. She says she's got carpet fitters booked to measure up on Friday, the Friday just gone. Fitting the next Friday, she says, and then she's getting all her belongings out of storage and up to the apartment on Monday the 5th. So she has a very busy couple of weeks to come, but it looks like she will be in well before and in time for Christmas, even if everything is still a little bit chaotic. So hopefully you'll still be able to carve out, don't forget to carve out some you time, Melissa, even if it is just a nice bath, a soak in the tub, or just a sit down with a quiet book. Make sure to carve out your me time. If it can be diamond painting, absolutely amazing. If it can't be, just carve out a little bit of time for you for something else, especially when you're crazy time getting a house ready. She says, thank you for the 2023 journal. She said she did forget to set an alarm, so the berry tray wasn't available to jump into her basket. Yeah, some of they lasted a bit longer than last month's this time, but they did still go rather quick. For December, we have, albeit it was planned to have the normal amount of stock, you know, according to printers and how much we can work the poor little souls. But we have managed to squeeze in some extra of what we believe will be a very popular colour for December. We have managed to do more of them. So hopefully there won't be any December disappointment. We don't want December disappointment. Helen, she says she's looking forward to listening in to the Advent. She says she's not going to do a new painting this year like she did last year, as she's currently doing a large Diamond Art Club painting, and she really wants to finish it. Well, that's fine. There's no rule saying you have to do a new one. You can continue on the painting that you're doing. Just try and carve a bit of time out each day to do some. I do a new painting each year, but that's, you know, that's a start to finish diamond painting with you guys. She says she'll enjoy watching the progress and seeing what others are doing. And she'll listen and work on hers with me every day during the WIP and Waffle. Well, that is you taking part, Helen, as far as I see it. The whole idea of the Advent is to get a little bit of time for you each day, whether that be a painting you're already working on or a new one. Either way, it's a bit of me time. I've actually got quite a lot more L than I thought I did here. And I think my battery's going to die in a minute, but I'm going to see how far I get. Lady Duck, she said she's so pleased to hear that Luna is doing well. She said she still hasn't decided how she is going to section her Advent off yet. She says, like me, she chases the symbols if she leaves the totally clear cover on. She also said that PJ has been diamond painting along with her for the Diamond Art Studio event. And she's got her hooked on JD Rob's In-Depth series. Oh, that'll keep her busy for ages. I've reread, I think, the first 30 books in the season. I've probably read at least 3 times. Every now and then I love to just go back. And it went. Yeah, I love to go back to the beginning of the JD Robb series and just listen to it again, because why not? I think I started to listening to Clan of the Cave Bear again as well. Though I did start it, but then I found another book that I'd not heard on Audible before. So I didn't end up re-listening to it, but it probably is a bit too soon to re-listen to Clan of the Cave Bear because I've already listened to it this year. But I do love a good reread of a really good book series, or a re-listen. I've both read and listened to JD Robb on a sort of redo. Maybe it's actually about 4 or 5 times. I'm pretty sure I've read them a couple of times and I've listened to them a couple of times. But yeah, that'll keep her entertained for ages because there's 50 odd books in that series. Diamond Art Studio. She says, Sam says, we still can't believe that you made the trip to see us. It was only an hour and a half, couple of hours on the train. She said, definitely the highlight of the event. She said, don't tell my in-laws. She says, and she sincerely apologises for the odd look that she gave me when we didn't introduce ourselves and we just tried handing her a suspicious package. So yes, we were the weirdos that did that. Megan and I just handed her a box. We hadn't even put our label on the front of the box because that would have just been too much of a giveaway. And we basically introduced ourselves by telling her to open the box. Which in hindsight was, yeah, very weird, but it was all part of the excitement. She said, we are almost like zombies at this point, she says, as those 4 days were very long. She said, but we got back and headed straight into the Black Friday sales. She says, we find it's better to keep powering through, and then next week they will be able to finally take it a bit easier and get started on the Advent with us. She said, with it being the first time we exhibited, they didn't have anything to compare it to. But lots of other stalls did say it was poorer than previous years. But it was still, she said, it was still a great success for them. And they intend to do the craft show next summer. Well, that's good. You were the type of stall there that there was more of last year. Not last year, the last time I went, which is more what we went for. Well, tying it in. Our main reason was to go see Sam. If we found any Christmas presents while we were there, that was a bonus. But yeah, it was Sam's type of stall that we went to see. You know, not the big corporate places with shops and outlets everywhere, but more the independent, there's only one of them type business is what we went to see. And there's just more of them in previous years. And that's why it still was a success for you, because that's what people will have expected to see. And yeah, I'm so glad it went really well for you. And I think the craft fair in the summer will go really well as well. Because you know what crafters are like already, Sam. She says she hopes Megan feels better soon, and thank you so much again for making the trip out to meet us. Yeah, absolutely amazing. We'd do it again. We will do it again. Hubby and I nearly, and Sam doesn't know this because it didn't actually end up happening, but we did think about potentially at one point coming to visit when the remainder of the Advent kits came in, because they came in to Sam, I think, on a Friday. And therefore they were getting checked and then sent to us, but they couldn't get picked up until Monday, which meant they would arrive with us on the Tuesday. And yeah, we nearly made the trip at the weekend to pick them up, but then we realised it was a little bit longer drive than we thought. Plus, it gave me time to prep other things I needed to make sure were done and get the other 12-day Advents out, etc., so that I was as ready could be for when the diamond paintings turned up, to get them turned around and out as quick as possible. So yeah, we didn't end up saying, are you up for us visiting? And coming back with boxes of diamond paintings. But yeah, it was lovely to go to Birmingham Meetup. It's not a bad, it's a direct train that we can get, so it's an hour and a half sat on a train, which is not a bad thing if you can stay awake and don't fall asleep while you're doing it. Okay, I think I am done with that symbol. May well have got that wrong as well, but let's go with we're done. Oh, there's still quite a few comments. Let's see how many more comments I can get through. Helen, she says she agrees. She says she can do multi-placing vertically as well. I'm just trying to find another symbol. She says if she does it horizontally, they turn out quite crooked. She said unless she's slotting it into a gap. She loves multi-placing with squares when they're all lined up in a straight tray. She said it's very satisfying. She says it does definitely take practice though. She was awful to start with, but practice makes perfect. She's now up to a 9-placer. I think I need to start giving that a go more. It's because part of it is because I now tend to diamond paint in an evening. There are the odd times I get to do a bit of diamond painting in the day, but it's not often. More often than not, it's the evening. Even at the weekend, you know, I'm doing stuff around the house and it's the evening that I then go, okay, I'm done moving about. I want to sit down and diamond paint. And sometimes my brain is just not up to something new, like multi-placing. My brain's going, nah, don't want to do that. But yeah, I definitely do need to put a little bit more time into practicing with the multi-placer, because when I did do it with the round flamingo one from Timney Arts, I did actually quite enjoy doing it with that one. I didn't actually hugely feel like I was cheating, which is what I normally do. So yeah, vertically I'm going to try that. Crystal, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's so glad Luna is on the mend. She said they got another puppy last weekend that they've named Molly. Oh, brave person. I don't think I could go back to puppy days, even if she is still a puppy. She says she's a mini poodle, which is a beagle poodle mix. And of course, she says they have Emmy, and she's a Dorky, a Dachshund Yorkshire mix. She says so both are very small. She says about 12 pounds, and they are so self-destructive. That sounds like a crazy house. She says they hurt themselves so easily. She says she kitted up her advent a few days after I did, and she couldn't help herself and did the outline of day one. I know people have opened up the advent calendar boxes early. I think you may be the first person to have told me, or to have said it out loud, or to have admitted that you started the advent calendar. She says in the middle of it, she stopped herself because she didn't want to go too far ahead. She says, but oh, the excitement and temptation is excruciating. She said she can't wait for next week. Have a great weekend and happy Thanksgiving to those that celebrate it. Awesome. I didn't expect the advent to... Well, maybe I did. Maybe I did expect somebody to have completely done the advent calendar, but I thought the diamond painting would be easier to resist than the actual advent calendar itself. But obviously not. Once that bad boy's kitted up, it's fair game by the sounds of it. Love it. Amy, oh, this is in relation to the Royal Mail strikes. She said some people choose to go in and others don't. She says, but it's mainly those in the big sorting offices that go in with Royal Mail. Yep, we had no post or no drop off of post or collection of post on Thursday and Friday this week. So post went out on Saturday, which was our first day to get it in the system. And I know there is more strikes coming out throughout the month of December. I just hope they come to an agreement soon. Because, you know, then the workers get what they feel that they deserve. And the rest of us small businesses can cope by the fact that we can actually send stuff out by post. So if you do feel there's been a delay with your order, again, I do apologise. It is due to the strikes, and we are trying to make sure that we get post out as soon as we can, and get it on its way, because once it's out the country, it's a different postal system. So it tends to at least be on its way to where it's going. Though Chicago is holding quite a few parcels at the moment. Susan, she says, thank you for another great WIP and Waffle. She says she's only just started collecting her spare drills and watching the video. She says, I'm watching you making your spares pretty during the day. She says, and she's already decided that next year, when she goes back to work, as she's currently on maternity leave, she's going to hunt out nice baggies and order the stickers and cardstock from us. Oh, thank you, Susan. Oh, I loved making my spares pretty. Like, I loved my spares organisation because I am always happy, no matter what part of my life. I am always happy when I find that organisation system that works ideally for something. And it always makes me smile each time I use it. And my spares storage is one of them. There are a few other things, you know, that we have organisation-wise that just work and just do what they're supposed to do for our family. Or even the shop. The little acrylic drawers that the pen tips are stored in, for example, is ideal storage. It just works. The tray that we hold the pens on for the shop just works. Like, even if we revamped everything, I don't think we would change that because it works. And every time now that I get a pen tip or a pen for an order, it makes me smile because it's an organisation that just works. And the only thing I tend to do to organisation systems like that afterwards is just make them pretty. Add stickers, add labels. I need to add a few more labels to acrylic drawers that we've added on to since, that I'm trying to fill with trashy trays. Little trashy trays sit in those drawers, and yeah, I'll be really happy when I can just add pretty labels. It's just what I find fun, and I love it. Oh, Giles has come on. He said it was great to meet you and Megan too. He says, such a nice surprise, and he said no rest for the wicked this week. He's afraid. I thought, well, I have had a quieter week this week in relation to shop prep or things that I've had to do, but I've still been able to do more and have more stuff on my to-do list than I thought I would. I think the difference is that my to-do list now is not a have to do this week list, because I'm prepping more for when I'm away, making sure there's extra stock of things, planning for next year, for, you know, filament and stock and all the rest of it, all of that sort of stuff. Nothing has a bell dinging to say, oh, you need to get this done, you need to. I think that's what's made my week feel more relaxed, is nothing has an urgent streak to it. I just have a long to-do list, which I'm fine with. Keeps me busy. But yeah, once your Black Friday sale is done, I am sure you will be able to both hopefully breathe a little bit easier. Fee, she says, hi Rebecca. She said, did you get any Diamond Art Studio kits at the Christmas fair? She said, or did you get any more at the Black Friday sale they've done? She says she so can't wait till the 13th. She says as that is when she is going to open the advent calendar. She said she got 2 open. She's got 2 to open. She's got a mental health awareness advent calendar from a small shop in the UK. She says that was very limited and sold out very quickly. So she says she's looking forward to both. Yeah, I do have quite a few more Diamond Art Studio kits yet to unbox. I have a little stash. I don't quite have the warehouse full that Sam does, but there are times that I feel like it's close. So yeah, I do have quite a few more Diamond Art Studio kits to add to my collection. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe those that have hundreds of kits can see through me how they got there by just adding more and more. But yeah, I do have quite a few Diamond Art Studio kits, which will be unboxed over probably a few months, with many that I am really excited to add to my stash, and in turn I'm really excited to do. But yeah, I will be adding them in my logbook after my unboxing. So I'm sure you'll be seeing many more of their kits on this channel over the next few months as I unbox a few more. In fact, I think I've got an unboxing for one. Yeah, I do. I've got one coming next week where I'm unboxing one as well. So stay tuned to see many more of the Diamond Art Studio kits, as well as other companies. But yeah, there's quite a few Diamond Art Studio in there that I'm going to be unboxing and adding to my stash. I also seem to be collecting filament at the moment. Filament for the 3D printers, in addition to diamond paintings. In fact, all my large diamond paintings that used to be right on the top of the bookcase in this craft room have moved to on top of my wardrobe. It's a little bit inconvenient in the fact that when I kit up a large painting, I'll have to pause the video to go and get it off the wardrobe, whichever one's been decided by the app. But really that is small in comparison. Where the diamond paintings used to be is filling up extremely fast with filament, because Megan and I have been planning, and the printers are going 10 to the dozen to get as many trays as possible for us. So yeah, I'm a collector of diamond paintings and filament colours. Jeanette, she says, thank you for the advice on the advent calendar. She says she'll give herself a chocolate treat every other day. Oh, and she said she did receive it in only 11 days, which was rather quick. Yes, say advent calendars, some of them seem to be really quick, some of them seem to be really slow. It does seem as though the pre-orders, now this might not be true for every parcel, but it seems as though all the pre-orders for the advent and the diamond painting seem to have been received really quick, but then the rest of the stock that we put on general sale is what seems to be stuck in Chicago. So I'm hoping that they G up, because they ain't got much longer to get it where it needs to go, to be quite honest. They need to get it to you people, to you guys. Cross Stitch and Tat, she said, or Rachel, she says, thank you so much. She said she got her advent painting today, and she has kitted it up ready for the 1st of December. She said she's so glad that Luna is better. She said her Rebecca stopped by with the 3 grandsons yesterday. She says while they were waiting for their pup to get spayed, and she thought of Luna. She said, thank you again for all you do for us. Oh, well, I hope their pup bounces back. In one way, her being quieter for a few days meant she wasn't jumping about as much. Didn't have a chance of, you know, pulling her stitches too much. But at the same point, it's not nice seeing them like that. I've had a lot of couch cuddles over the last 2 weeks with her. while she hopefully is feeling better. And we can get the all clear soon. Here's hoping. Quite a lot of this symbol. Anna, she says, great job. She says she only has about half of her Diamond Art Club Christmas painting. She's currently working on, she says, finished by the November the 30th. She says, but she might be able to get a little section done each day after she's finished her Advent section. So like work on it as do her Advent and then do some of her other one. She said, here's hoping. That's always the plan. It's always the plan, Anna. It's always the plan with me as well. It just doesn't always work that way. So my hope, of course, priority will be to get the Advent done. And then I will be continuing. I think I'm going to prioritise this one in the background. I was going to try and get the mystery painting done. But I just readjusted what was in my video schedule, and it's just not going to happen before December. I'm just not going to have the time to get it all done, de-kitted and another one kitted up. So the mystery painting will just wait. It'll have to wait till January or end of December, between Christmas and New Year now. And I will get the mystery done hopefully throughout December, but I will be prioritising getting this one done because it is Christmas themed. Though I'll do Christmas themed in the middle of June, doesn't bother me really. Any other Christmas theme paintings that I've got, I don't know that I have any, but if I did, if they were done in the middle of the year, then that's fine. The decision wheel chooses for me. And if it chooses for me to have Christmas in July, then so be it. Right, get where you're supposed to go. Nellie, she says she's not going to buy any more diamond paintings in the next year. She says that she's got no more room in her unit. Yeah, that's probably the talk I should give to myself as well, Nellie. I should stop adding to my diamond paintings, but I have a few coming from Dreamers Designs. I have a few coming from another new company that I will be showing as soon as they arrive. I have a few of those, so they'll probably be spread out over a month or so as well. So yeah, I have many coming. I have been trying not to click on the Diamond Art Club emails as well, because if I don't see it, then I can't want it, is the stand I'm going for at the moment. It depends what gets shown in their group, I think, because I often see Diamond Art Studio UK's new paintings, because they come up when they get posted on their page, etc. However, for Diamond Art Club, they post a lot of theirs in their stories, I think. But a lot of their stories is other people's posts on Diamond Art Club, so I don't often watch their stories on Instagram. So I often miss what their new releases are going to be unless they put them in an email. So I'll see them in an email. That's where I think my last shopping spree from Diamond Art Club came from. There was one that they put in the email, and I think I may have ordered just that one as an extra. It was the little girl stood in Times Square, and I ended up buying it because I saw it in their email. But for Black Friday, so far they haven't been putting lots of images in the email. They've just been putting, we have loads of them, here's a code. So I've just made myself not click that link. So just in case you're wondering on marketing and what works with me, I need to see the picture. And I will look through the email, like I will flip through it, and if it catches my eye, then I can be in a whole heap of trouble. But if the pictures aren't there, I won't always click on the link. Occasionally I will, you know, if I am in the mood for going shopping for a diamond painting, I will click on the link and go for a browse. But quite often, especially now when I have so many paintings, even to unbox, never mind to actually get done, yeah, I'm not clicking on that link. I need the pictures to drag me in. Sarah Jane, she says she loves the colours of this painting that I'm working on. She said, and she agrees, she said she did it from the top last time and she too had issues clipping it on to the board. She doesn't have a light board to clip it on, she said, so it was an extra challenge. Yeah, I mean, I've got the light board there, but these big clips are clipped around the whole of the easel at the moment. And it isn't really moving the diamonds. I just find I have to be gentle when I put the clip on. And then once it's there, it's fine. But if I start being rough, I have visions of moving diamonds and it's not what I want to do. I think I'm just going to go back to starting from the bottom when I finish this one. And then I won't have the issue at all. She said she did make a cardboard cutout of one so that she could try using that method. She also says, great video and love to you and Luna. Sarah Jane, she says she loves the colours of this painting now that I'm working on it. Oh, hang on, that's exactly the same comment I've just read out. What am I like? Irene, there we go. Let's try the next comment. Irene has said, thank you for sharing. She said she enjoys all the videos. Happy Thanksgiving, she says, from my family to yours. And she says she too is excited to start the Advent in December. I am starting to get so giddy about Advent. I really cannot wait for Advent. Okay, let me switch over. Going for X. Actually get to fill in quite a few of these little gaps now before I get to this big block here, which I probably won't get round to in this video. But maybe I'll get to do it tonight when I get to sit down. But all of that side is done. Simply Read says, hello Rebecca. She says, thank you for another great waffle. Or another great video. She says she'll have to say, buying the 12-day Advent, she said, was the worst thing she could have done. She said she wishes that I was there in Georgia. She says, and she could have bought it when it was time. She says, because as soon as it arrived, she opened them all. She said she opened all 12. You are not the first. I don't know if that helps you, but you're not the first. She said her husband stood there staring at her in disbelief. She says, but she couldn't wait. She said she was way too excited. She said she is so pleased. So she does like the Advent. She says, but maybe she shouldn't do Advents again until she can play by the rules. That, or maybe you just don't need to see them as Advents. You just need to see that it is 12 presents to open now when you order them. And don't try and lie to yourself and say that you're going to use it as an Advent when you know full well you won't. She says she should have known, she says, because she struggles at Christmas every year with excitement for everybody to open their gifts. She says, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. So yeah, maybe you just need to see Advents in a completely different light and rename them to 12 presents for me or 24 presents for me rather than an Advent calendar that you're going to open on a certain day each month. I'm glad you're happy with them though, even if you did get them all at once. and did open them all at once. But yeah, rest assured you are not the only one. There are a few people that have admitted it. There is quite possibly a few people that have not admitted it. But you're not the only one to have opened your advent calendar. Luckily, everybody is being amazing and not spilling the beans in relation to what's in the advent for those that are being good. But yeah, there's a few. There's a few of you about. Too excited. Okay, last comment while I finish up this symbol. And then I think I might have to call that a day. But Nancy, she says, what a nice surprise that you were able to meet with Sam and Giles in person. She said, after having worked together for a while. Yeah, it's been over a year. Well over a year since I first sent an email to Sam and turned her life upside down. She says, good for all of you. She says she's still plugging away with her Quiet Cove. And she is currently on her last row. First square done. She says, so with any luck, she'll be done before we start the advent painting. Definitely sounds like it. She said, as is everyone else, she's looking forward to working on the painting along with everyone this year. She says she's been trying multi-placing. She doesn't think she's all that good at it, but she'll keep trying. She says for her 12 days of Christmas, she's purchased a few other items and she has tucked them into brown paper bags with letters on the front. She says she's going to open one of the ones she got from me each day and her additional bags on the next. She said it should be fun. Have a great week and thanks for the waffle today. She said, had fun diamond painting along with you. Awesome. I love the ideas and the adaptations people have made for the 12-day. Advent, while the 24-day completely blew us away and disappeared far too quick. Okay, I am just gonna sneakily, there is one number 7 over here, and I know there's a load more number 7s here, but I'm just going to sneakily put that in there, because then, while not fully, that greatly covers the rest, apart from this one over here, just to keep that level of dust off until I get to sit down tonight and do some more. But it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. I'll get to the top of the Christmas tree on the next row, so that's quite exciting. See if I can get some more crammed in this next week. But that is the last that's the last WIP Chats on this. Of course, I will be sure to show it you when it is finished. But we're going to be into December Advent from Thursday. So this is my last WIP Chat for November. Not got as far on this for the November event as I was hoping. But there is still a couple of days left of November and doesn't need to be finished as part of the event. But yeah, hopefully I'll get a little bit further down before I put up my final photo for the Time and Art Studio event. And then I will work on this one when I'm sat down in an evening after having done my December Advent, and get this one finished. So yeah, provided this one does get finished in December, I will try and squeeze it in between Christmas and New Year so that you guys can see what it looks like completed. And then yeah, we'll see what the new year brings in relation to diamond paintings. Few more videos to come this week before we do start December Advent, but I hope you guys are all as excited as I am. So have an awesome day and I'll speak to you all again soon.